Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's Fight Night Rising, brought to you by Juked GG. Have a place over on Juked where they have all the streams that you can see our competitors competing at. Just type !Rising in the chat to be directed on over there. And of course, alongside me, we have Casanova. How you doing tonight, my friend?
What's up, guys? I'm just excited for another amazing night of fight night action. Got a really awesome lobby for you guys. The return of some faces we haven't seen in a little while, as well as a couple brand new faces this time around. Let's go ahead and take a look at our competitors here, and we'll run you through those guys.
Yeah,
But
no, we have a
today,
great list here tonight.
yeah, I mean, awesome. I mean, the return of Impeeba, of course, is a sight to behold. We have the Impeeba around here on Fight Night Rising, and of course that is attributed to him. But joining him will be Gunmay, Escha, Adreh, Eren, BunnyMuffins, Goyo, and ItzYaBoyBeasty coming at you live with another Fight Night Rising. Excited to see him here as always.
Every time, every time. Love it. Speaking actually of ItzYaBoyBeasty, he's been popping off on the ladder recently. This is a new patch where a bunch of things are viable. And one thing that Beastie plays a lot of is that Shredder composition with that Zaya reroll. He has climbed like 2 accounts to 1 KLP, maybe even a little bit more on both of his accounts. So I would say Beastie is definitely someone to look out for tonight. And if you're excited about Beastie usually, you should especially be excited about Beastie tonight.
Yeah, well, we have to be really excited for tonight, whether it's Candyland, Willy Wonka, Pikachu, Shredder, or any of the above. We might even see some Return of Space Jam with Gunmay coming back here. So we'll have to see what compositions get picked up today, as it has been a bit of a fiesta on this patch, but in a good way. Of course, there's a lot of variety in the meta, a lot of different compositions to be seen. Just the naming conventions of our community are very interesting. So we'll have to see
Yeah, I
what gets
blame
picked up.
I blame Solus for Willy Wonka. I honestly don't even know who to attribute more than half of these names to, but the community is very, very creative in their decision making on naming conventions here. But I mean, there's a lot to choose from. There's a lot to have to name in this patch. There's probably like 10 plus different comps that are viable. Like, we still see Mech perform very well. We still see, Brawler Blasters, Cybernetics, even Space Jam that you just mentioned. That's still a comp that, while it's fallen off a little bit, can still very well be viable with these plethora of reroll compositions as well. I mean, there's just no end to the variety in this meta. Hell, there's even the rank 1 player, Pult. He's a StarCraft player, but started playing a bunch of TFT recently. He's been popping off just kind of, you roll whatever you play. You roll 2 carries, you're like a Jinx and a Kale, you roll Aurelia and a Kale, you just play both of them. Just mix comps together. Half Chrono, Cybernetics, just do whatever. There's no end to this meta and the variety that it brings.
Yeah, and I mean, as soon as we get into game number one, we're gonna see. Do we see 8 different comps? Do we see contests? Do we see pivots? Probably
Oh,
not. We won't see any pivots. I couldn't imagine anyone actually pivoting in a fight
no.
night. I mean, that would be absurd. But of course, yeah. I mean, as soon as we can jump into these games, we're gonna see what people are playing. We're gonna see if your boy Beastie comes in with a couple Shredder games in a row. We saw him previously on a Star Guardian kick. Um,
True.
Worked out one week, less so the next, but still he's back and ready to maybe ready to shred. Maybe that's what we're gonna see Beastie doing this week.
I would assume so. I think Beastie is a player that, while he might tunnel vision on some specific compositions like the Star Guardians and now like the Shredder composition, he does play those comps like very, very well when he is practiced on them. So I think as I said earlier, I think there's going to be a lot of promise in Beastie tonight. I would assume there'd be 4 out of 4 games tonight. He would play Shredder every single game. Assuming it's not like contested by like 5 people, then he may have to pivot out. But I mean, that composition is very, very prevalent right now. I wouldn't be surprised to see it contested from Beastie over the course of multiple games tonight.
Yeah, certainly so. Just a few more moments while we're getting everyone into the lobby. But of course, just yet again, shout out to Juked GG for setting this up and having that page available where you can check out the streams of all of these lovely competitors as well as the casting stream. Just head on over to Juked GG and you can check that out for yourself. Been a awesome partner to have here with us.
Yeah.
recently you also competed on this channel in the Starside Invitational. If you,
True.
how did that one
Okay.
go for you? I know that was casted by Doa and Huge, our boy Huge from back in
True.
the day. Nice to see him doing things in TFT as well. And yeah, I mean, you got third place. Then Kiyun won that
Yeah,
one.
mech.
16 out of 16 mech.
16 out of
Uh,
16 mech. That's crazy. I mean, it was fun to see the play style of having 8 Chinese players, like top Chinese ladder players, in the game. There's even Godlike, who used to be LMQ
yeah,
Ackerman, pro League of Legends player back in the day. So, I
yeah.
mean,
And
that's
before
pretty
that,
cool.
he was on Royal Club when they lost to SKT. Back
Didn't know
in
that one,
back,
but
yeah, back in season, I like 2,
2
3, season
maybe.
3, probably season 3 actually.
Okay.
Yeah, League of Legends played in China under the tag Godlike before coming to North America to play with LMQ. So he's a storied competitor playing in League of Legends and is now in TFT. So it's interesting to see him in a tournament like that.
Yeah, definitely very, very interesting. Very nice to see. And we are in game finally. We have the Nicoverse. So we're getting a galaxy here. I know we're sometimes cursed on fight nights to like just not get galaxies, but hey, we got one. And it is the double Nico. Want to see what these players will choose to do with that into this game.
Yeah, and of course, on brand with the Nico Galaxy, Gunmay picks up a Nico
Yeah.
to start this out. So of course the
Double
Nicoverse
Nico the
coming through.
Nico.
Yeah, it's just
Easy.
T2 Nico right away. How can you lose rounds? But of
It
course,
got sold.
selling that off and looking for what else you can find. The beginning of Candyland available with Poppy. We can see what else he'll go for. But
Yeah, I was so curious. I remember there was a time in set 2 where Aegon actually like Nico'd an Aatrox for Econ just to like get that early gold going. I know in this set there's a lot more prioritization on saving HP because if you lose by, like 3 or 4 units, especially early game, that damage starts to add up pretty quickly. But man, I wonder if there's ever any merit to going for that early Econ strat. Maybe if you're going like a reroll composition where Nico's aren't going to be as important because a lot of value out of Nico has been Nicoing like 4 cost or 5 cost units, but probably not something we will ever see, at least with the state of the game as it is right now.
yeah, it's like theoretically that could work though, right? Because I mean, sure, the Nikos are nice when you are rolling down to just kind of finish off that 3-star, but maybe just having that extra gold is a little bit better because maybe it finishes off multiple 3 stars instead of just the one. So maybe it's something people will experiment with more, but certainly not something we're expecting to see at any time. But yeah,
Yeah,
there's just like a lot of strategies you could theoretically consider in TFT that a lot of people don't do in practice. But here's a 2-star TF alongside a couple Zoes, couple Zayas here for Adreh, and
yeah.
definitely going to be looking at either Shredder or Candyland, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, the items are definitely saying Shredder. Already starting off with a bow and a glove is going to make a last whisper. But Edge is just gonna play the strongest board right now. Will commit to the last whisper though, puts on the TF for now. Obviously can be sold later. But yeah, Beastie already there, has a Zaya with the last whisper and a sword on it. Going for that IE next. So Beastie's is pretty on par for what we've expected so far.
Yeah, your boy BC coming through with another Shredder gameplay guide here. Gonna be playing
Pretty much.
Shredder once again, like you mentioned. That's a Zaya with the last whisper for him, and you mentioned it when we were coming in. Beastie has been really grinding out Shredder. 2 accounts in with 1,000 points in Challenger, I believe.
Yeah.
So really, really been popping off on the ladder in set 3, especially with this patch. And this may be the time, the rise of Beastie coming along and actually finding a win in a fight night. I know he's placed pretty decently well across the board when he's come, but I don't think he's ever actually finished first.
Yeah, I don't believe so either. I had that one week where, popped off a bit with the Star Guardians, top forward like at least every single game or almost every single game. But this again, I believe would be the time. Already has tier 2 Caitlyn with another Caitlyn on the bench as well. Caitlyn being a good unit to fit into the Shredder composition because it does give 2 Chrono synergy with that Shen and Caitlyn 3. I mean, it just deletes the unit as soon as it casts Salt, so not gonna be too shabby there. There's Vanguards here on the other side by Goyo. Vanguards are so played in this meta right now because of the buffs. 2 Vanguards giving 125 armor to each of them, but Last Whisper reducing all of that gets through those very easily here against Goyo.
Yeah, and interesting play here from Beastie. Just to ensure the win of this round, slams that giant belt on to the Malphite. It did look like he could have won without it, but just going to be safe there, make sure. Seeing as how the Malphite can absolutely function as an item carrier for that belt, doesn't really feel too bad for Beastie to do that.
Yeah,
And
he even gets rid of it right
yeah.
now, so
Yeah.
that's a good move there, recognizing Malphite's not gonna be in this composition for too long. Could buy the Jace, but would probably lose out on some econ, so Beastie wants to make some gold right now, playing a couple Pirates to hopefully make a little bit more gold though, however. Scouting around. Hopefully winning the round. Eren here also has tier 2 Xayah.
Yeah, this is someone's gonna have to pivot at some point, you know. I mean, of course, no one's committed yet. This is
Maybe
just early
not.
game, play the strongest board, right? But
Yeah. Ooh.
that's a couple different players having a tier 2 Xayah.
Yeah, I mean, some of them, I'm not sure if that one that we just saw was going to commit to anything Shredder related because I don't believe the items were there. But there is going to be a glove here in this carousel. That's what these Xayah players are going to look at. You need 3 gloves for that Xayah to be perfect build. Gunmay
Oh,
not
Beastie's
taking
going
it.
for it.
Beastie, yeah, gets it
Gets
over
it.
Goyo. They were both doing it, but Beastie's not. He already has 2 completed items for the Xayah. He already has Last Whisper and now Infinity Edge with this glove pickup here. I mean, hey, Beastie's making it work already. Gonna be dissuading the other players from trying to contest him. I believe everyone would probably know that Beastie's gonna go into this game and play Shredder, so contesting him is going to be a risk, especially a player that's so practiced on the composition as Beastie.
Yeah, I mean, if he's just been grinding it out, he will have definitely had to play against the comp being contested and still, of course, having success. So, gonna be more used to playing it contested than maybe people who aren't grinding the comp as heavily and just go it when it looks really, really good.
Yeah.
And that will give him an advantage, just being more comfortable in these situations, and gets the advantage of actually being able to grab that glove off of the carousel as well is going to make everything go a little bit better. Of course, setting up for him to have perfect items for this
Yeah.
Xayah.
Definitely a point there. Understanding the nuances of a specific composition, is just going to be so good in dissuading people to contest you. That's one of the reasons why Khroen, we were talking about a little bit earlier with that mech, was able to run mech so successfully. Even if people were to contest him, he would just play the game so well that he would outsurvive other players and always like place higher, like 9 times out of 10. And I think BC is. I don't know if he's quite to the point that Khroen is with mech with Shredder composition, but he's definitely somewhat close.
He's at least to that point where he's going to be better than probably everyone
Most
else at
people.
running Shredder.
Yeah.
At least like in this lobby, I'm not sure if there's someone else who is a Shredder grinder as much as Beastie is, and so he's going to have a lot of confidence going in trying to play that composition and it being his comfort, and that is something that I think people don't think about all the time in TFT, like a comfort pick. But it really does exist here. Like you have your comfort composition, you have your thing that you
Yeah.
are most comfortable trying to go into on any given game. And if people try and contest you on it, you should, on average, do a little bit better.
Yeah, I would say people didn't really think about that until Q, and until Q made people think about that. It's like, damn, I shouldn't contest him because I'm probably just gonna lose. But yeah, no, that comp is or that way of thinking is sort of now popping up a lot more. Goyo here, though, on 30 gold, has a couple tiers, could print some mana in the future. That's a composition that I believe is very strong right now. Probably even has some of the highest like power ceiling in this current meta right now. I think if you're gonna be printing mana for say like a Vel'Koz and you get Vel'Koz 3, it probably beats literally everything.
Yeah, certainly so. I mean, the mana printer incredibly powerful. Uh,
Probably gonna be, yeah, going the, Willy Wonka version of it, as we see here with that roll, and still being
okay.
level 4. Yeah, that was
Uh,
that was quite the
all
roll
right,
there.
Goyo. All right. Yeah, picking up all the tier twos that he needs. Has an extra Poppy and extra Zoe, but yeah, like you mentioned, that's the Willy Wonka version that's going to be coming out for potentially mana printer later on with these tiers. If Goyo can pick up an extra tier,
Yeah, it needs 2 more
Mhm.
tiers and 2 cloaks for the perfect build of the mana printer. It needs Seraphs plus double chalice. If no chalices are had, Goyo could just go the traditional, just like Candyland composition with just these 4 units, and then um, let's see, maybe can go into Sorcerer route. There's different variants of it, but selling up there to get to above 50 gold and is going to start the roll down here, picking up a TF. These rolls are really good so
Yeah,
far for
he's hitting.
Goyo. Yeah, not a hit there, but not too bad. There's a Zoe. Always love watching roll downs. I don't know why.
Ooh,
Wait,
he
missed
missed
the
Leona if you
yeah,
wanted
missed the
that.
Leona, which usually oh man, double poppy roll here. Needs to sell off probably an Ari or Leona. Okay, you don't need to go Leona 3. You can replace that later on. That's a good roll as well. Rolling a little bit slow here. I would assume Goyo would keep rolling here. Yeah, he does. Gonna be selling those Zayas off. Dropping a little bit. Okay, there's a Sona, and we'll see if he wants to mana print or not. Decides not to, though.
Yeah, 1 away from the Poppy, now 2 away from TF.
Yeah, 2 away from TF, 2 away from Zoe. Those Aries taking up a bit of space there. Decides to stop rolling here. I actually would like to roll down to 0 here, I think. Goyo, I mean, he won this round, right? But unless he hits these tier 3s, he might not stabilize as much as he wants to, and I mean, you're not making econ here anyway. I mean, you can make it next round, though, if you don't roll all the way down. Yeah, it doesn't hit naturally on level 5 roll here. Does put the Ari in for the 3-star Guardian buff, and will probably, I would assume, just keep econing here until Wolves, and then roll it down again. Hopefully finds a natural Poppy 3 or TF 3 by then. Zoe 3 is important, but not as important though.
Yeah, it is the Nicoverse, so in the event that he really needs these, he could utilize some of these Nicos.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily ideal because he's still in a position where he can definitely hit these.
Okay,
Um,
make Star Guardian TF.
okay, so maybe not going to be going for Mana Printer,
Nope.
just going to be completely in on the Candyland strategy instead.
Yeah, going up against Beastie, but TF cards shredded that Zaya, who is supposed to be the shredder there. Beastie did not hit Zaya 3. It's actually 4 away from that, but only like 2 Jarvins away and 1 Caitlyn away, I believe. So we look at Gunmay here. Gunmay has a really good Brawler Blaster start here. Has Vi 2, Ezreal 2 already. At what? I mean, it was 3-2. Had that before this round even started. Gonna be playing 3 Cybernetics as well. Like, this board looks so strong.
Yeah, Gunmay looks really powerful here. I think if he can find the Lucian 2, it's going to add even more power to that, having the tier 2 unit with the red buff.
Yeah, or even
But of
one
course,
Jinx. You're gonna slam
yeah,
Nikos on
yeah,
that
of
as well.
course. Yeah, even just the one Jinx, that would be really good. But yeah, Gunmay, of course, the HP leader. This is someone who, coming into this night, I was like, looking at the lobby, I was like, yo, Gunmay
Yeah,
definitely looks like an early favorite. And you were telling me Beastie might be the one to contest, and well, that's who we see fighting each other right now. Gunmay
yeah.
versus Beastie. Of course, Gunmay's comp is going to be stronger right now. Beastie is still hyper rolling for those Zayas. Until he finds those, he's going to be a bit weak, but Gunmay, of course, the early HP leader, and he's one of these players that we see play from the top quite a bit, less so than players like Fluffy or Ine. A lot of the time, he Gunmay is a bit more comfortable falling a lot lower early on, and then kind of climbing his way back up with Econ. But in general, very strong player we've seen in past fight nights.
Definitely so. HP leader right now is taking a couple of losses though towards the early game, but has streaked since at least Krugs here going for that bow. Oh, gets it actually. I thought he lost that bow there from BunnyMuffins, but that like half a second there made the difference.
Yeah, able to snag that one away.
Yeah,
And
oh, it rolls it as well actually.
oh
Natural
wait,
streaks.
and the Jace too. Like this is
Yeah. Oh
such a good
man.
shot. Man,
Yeah,
do you
pops
actually
it
need
over
this
right
this right
now.
now, or do you think
I
you'd
would be
wait?
tempted to, and
Yeah,
yeah,
he's
he
doing
does
it.
as well. I mean, it's such a power spike right now. You can be greedy. There is merit to being greedy and waiting, but if you're doing this, you're probably just going level 9 and you're it at least solidifies you going top 4. There's no way Gunmay doesn't top 4 this game unless it goes, like, super randomly, tragically horrible, but
Yeah.
it's so unlikely.
Heard it here first. There's no way Gunmay doesn't top 4 this game,
I'd be
says
willing to
Khroen.
take that bet. I'd
Yeah.
be willing to
No,
take that
I
bet.
I I completely agree. I mean, like, this is so powerful. Like you mentioned, he can probably just kinda chill and go 9 on it. Like, it's gonna take a long time before he's really threatened. He's gonna be able to sit here, econ up, and start leveling, get into
Yeah.
that late game brawler blaster, and Gunmay has positioned himself quite well to, like you mentioned, top 4, maybe even win the game. But of course, top 4 is more of a safe bet for Gunmay here. He's just positioned himself really nicely, has great items, has all the tier 2s. It definitely looks really good for Gunmay.
Yeah, like, not only, like, the tier 2, like, Jinx with the Nikos, right? But just, like, naturally hit the Vise, the Ezreals, and the
Yeah.
Jasons, like, all tier or 3 cost units. That's so hard to find. It's so insane that Gunmay actually has the start here on a 7-win streak. Yeah, that sounds about right to me. Going up against Eren here, who has decided to already commit to a Demolitionist Spatula and is looking like that's going to be a Rebels or not transition. I guess already has some Rebels in there, but going to be committing to those Rebels. Jinx, though, dealing with this very easily for now. Eren already dropping to about 50 HP, it looks like. We'll see in a sec here. Yeah, 48. That's
Yeah.
not great here for Eren, but 50 gold, almost level 7 right now, double Nikos. Will probably actually, speaking of, Impeeba being here, might go to level 8 on the Impeeba round 4-3 and roll it down for some Rebels.
Yeah, well, just for old time's sake, we might have
Yeah.
to tune into either Peeba or just tune into Eren for the Peeba round, since it seems like Eren will be doing things on that round. It
Yeah,
will be interesting
definitely
to
assume
see.
so.
But yeah, it is interesting to see the demo spat early on. Obviously, like you mentioned, that is going to be a commitment to a particular comp, of course, that being Rebels. But we see that Jinx. I mean, we talk about Shredder, but of course, Jinx is looking more like a Shredder than the Zayas have been in this early game. Of course, having the Giant Slayer and the red buff and just putting out all that damage from the Blaster synergy.
Yeah. Definitely so. Just looking at Piva's board here, I wonder what Piva's actually going to go into. He has a few Rebels. If he was going to commit to Rebels, would probably pick up this Master Yi. Looking at his items, still has his Nikos. Not quite sure what he's going to be doing here. Okay, Beastie hit like almost everything there. Beastie hit Caitlyn, he hit Jarvan, and the Zaya there, and is still on 61 HP, so going to be very, very strong here. Do you see Piva versus Eren, though? And Peeba choosing to make a red buff along with Umbrellas on that Graze. Not huge value now, but still going to do a little bit, I suppose. Has 2 Blaster in there. Be strong enough to win this round versus Eren. Yeah, Eren's gonna go so low. Like, people used to go to, like, 20 HP even on round 4-3, and be comfortable with rolling it down in set 2, and as soon as he found a Singed or a Zed, he'd just stabilize. But Eren
Yeah,
might be trying to do a Peeba impression, Peeba cosplay here.
we definitely have to tune in on 4-3 for the Peeba cosplay for Eren. So once we
Yeah.
approach there, we should definitely swap over. But let's check out what Beastie has hit. You mentioned he was hitting everything, and yeah, there's the tier 3 Caitlyn,
Mhm.
there's the tier 3 Zaya, and the tier 3 Jarvan as well picked up. So looking quite good for Beastie to start really coming back into this and win streaking quite a bit for himself.
Oh yeah, definitely. Beastie almost has perfect item. Ooh, that was Escha. Yeah, I believe picking up all those tier 3s there. That TF, that Zoe, that Poppy, the hold to 6 as well. But anyways, back to Beastie. Beastie's one item off of perfect item Zaya. Just wants that glove to be a Quicksilver. Already has the Jarvan with the death cap actually, so it's going to increase the amount of attack speed that he gives to his allies. So Zaya will be shredding very quickly. Did get smoke screened by Graves though. That's one of
And
the
then the
hard counters, and then
Shen.
the Shen dodge. Yeah. So delayed a little bit of the inevitable there against
Delaying some shredding.
delaying some shredding, but still the shredder has happened. All right, it's round 4-3. Want to see what Eren's doing. Is he going to level to 8 here? Yep, does. Hesitates a little bit. Has 30 gold to roll with. Already has some rebels in. Serath Echo, not going to be a GP Aurelion Soul. Okay, there's the Aurelion Soul.
Okay.
That's going to be placed right now. Just needs to put the Zigs in. Double Nico's it. All right. It's not forget to put the Zigs in, though. That's important.
Would
It's out
certainly be bad.
to
Wait,
I mean, probably forgot that he had an extra slot open there because it's 2 Zigs and not the E in there. That's a little bit of a misplay. But maybe still strong enough with this Aurelion Soul carry. Not gonna be too sure here. We'll see. Aurelion Soul did get changed in the patch, so it's not as Seraph's reliant actually. Aurelion Soul, while the mana max mana was increased, he now gains 40 mana instead of 20. But yeah, it was strong enough there to not get punished.
yep, we'll be able to get in that extra rebel this time and
Yeah.
set up to have an even stronger board than he did on that round.
Definitely. It's gonna be going here for gonna be a giant slayer for that Jinx. Jinx is one of the very important carries in Rebel composition. If you are going Rebels nowadays, having Jinx to pop off there. I mean, Jinx is such a contested unit right now. She's so good. She's played in Brawler Blaster. She's played in Rebels. She's even kind of played if you find her in the early mid game. If you have 2 blasters, she'll even with no items, a lot of times just do the most damage on the team, assuming that she, gets those couple of kills and gets to start shooting those rockets.
Yeah, able to pull out fish bones and start getting the AoE rockets going instead of, just pow pow. Of course, always gonna have to remember the names of the guns.
I have no idea, so yeah, that's all you there. I remember fish bones, but not the other one.
Yeah. Pow pow and fish bones, of course. What
Yeah,
else could they be?
who knows? Eren choosing not to level or not to roll here anymore does put the Seraphs on the Aurelion Soul. It's not really needed to do that. Ooh, did roll another one, but not gonna go Aurelion Soul 3 by any means. Has that Thresh in there and has some more items too. What are these gonna turn into? I mean, Morello's he already has. Maybe it's just like a Warmogs. Put the belt on the Thresh because that's gonna be sold off soon. Aurelion Soul here is just gonna go to town.
Yeah, I mean the demolitionist spat, of course, doing a lot of work as well, and just getting a lot of these stuns out, a lot of damage out from the Eren Soul. Certainly seems like it's working out for Eren so far from going from the Impeeba round. And yeah, it's another Aurelion. Maybe we see Aurelion 3.
Maybe. I mean, hey, not too long ago here we saw H2 get Xerath 3, so 3-star 5 costs are indeed possible, well, if not just rare. Maybe just goes for 2 tier 2s Aurelion Souls though.
Yeah,
Probably
that's
should move the MF positioning here to cover the Aurelion Soul a little bit better with these rebels. But MF's gonna get hooked here from the Blitzcrank, but I mean, that's fine. She's not gonna be contributing too much.
of
Let's kinda
course
see
we
Aurelion Soul show. Oh,
we are in the golden galaxy where everyone's getting 3 stars, so we may see Aurelion Soul join that club. Of course,
yeah,
mostly it's 1 cost units that end up 3-starred, but maybe a 5 cost. Just toss it in there.
it's possible. I mean, double Nikos. I mean, while Eren was at the HP to have to kind of just slam those down, still could find it with some natural rolls if he's lucky. Impeeba and Adreh have now joined Eren in the 25 HP or below club there. Adreh being 23, Impeeba and Eren 25. And Goyo 33, BunnyMuffins 40. So over half the lobby is a little bit low here. Gunmay though, with his win streak, hasn't kept a full win streak, but is still 82 HP. Has only lost 1 round since we saw him get that Jinx too. See what
Yeah.
BunnyMuffins is up to here.
Sona 2 picked up by Gunmay. Cho'Gath 2 picked up by Gunmay. So that's
Yeah,
the brawler, of course, with the Cho'Gath. I'm wondering what the Sona. I guess maybe that can just come in later when he's got extra room.
just leveling now. Level
Yeah.
9, 5-1, put 3 rebels in. Gunmay is just playing. I mean, I actually like this way of playing a lot. It's what the current rank 1 and NA player does a bunch. If you have a unit to level up and give you power, why not just like level up if you have the gold to? Just play for that win streak, play for HP. You're going to be strong. Why wait in econ if you can just have the power now? And that's what Gunmay does right now, and it's going to be one of the reasons that he does take out Beastie this round.
Yeah, I
At
mean,
least.
Gunmay looks incredibly powerful. He's lost, like you mentioned, I think he's lost 1 round since he got that Jinx.
Mhm.
We're not even sure who he lost to, but he's only lost a single round, and yet again, he looks incredibly powerful. He's even got the Deathblade onto Ezreal. I mean, double Zephyr in. So that's
Mhm.
also something that is going to be incredibly powerful, and people are going to have to play around the rest of the game. So
Definitely.
I,
Has a Zephyr for the front line, a Zephyr for the back line, 2 Zephyrs for front line if he wants to. There's a lot of possibilities here from Gunmay. Can't Zephyr early in solos, unfortunately, for him. But maybe won't even need to worry about them. I mean, Eren, while he's on a win streak, is still low HP. Might even lose to Gunmay just as is currently. Ooh, that's people with a GP2, though, and a mech. And
yeah.
4 space pirates.
Mech is Zephyr. What an interesting comp from Viva here. But the GP ulti coming down the orbital strike and the Via up with the excessive force going to lift up the mech. But
I
there's
think
still the Jinx alive. People might win, but it's close. Nope, the shark coming up
Oh,
and one more burn coming down from the Rumble. Going to take him down. Gunmay going to lose this round to Piva. Getting
wow.
cooked.
I didn't think people was gonna win that round, actually. I'm surprised. I mean, hey, if there's anything to say about this composition, it's the Impeeba ingenuity. It's just the Impeeba touch. Like he took last set, he took that Zed Singe, that electric composition, and tailored it and tweaked it and made it very popular. And maybe Impeeba has something going on here with this composition right now, to where he's tweaking it to be something spectacular. I'm not sure this is going to be great, but Peeba's the mastermind besides for H2 here, so there's something to it at least.
I
The
feel like a
man
lot of times when we watch Piba, realistically, his camera should have a filter that makes his head really, really big. Because Piba is just on another level when it comes to thinking for a lot of these compositions, where sometimes it just feels like it doesn't make any sense, and then suddenly he starts winning with it, and there's a whole
he
pile of gold on the board for him to collect here. Start
got items
econing up.
too. He got a full
Yeah.
GA there. Made it mid-round, wanted to pump it on the fizz, but won anyway.
Oh
I doesn't need
man.
demolition to spat. That may be for Goyo. Not Goyo, sorry, Eren, actually. Peeba's thinking about it? No. Eren? Aurelian Soul too? No, doesn't. Oh, doesn't know what he wants. He takes it. Is that okay? I want to
Yeah.
check in with Eren actually, see if that does turn into another Aurelian Soul 2 with demo spat. Because that would be something.
Yeah, we'll check out Eren, but Adreh has fallen in 8th. We see BunnyMuffins at 4 HP, Piba at 12, or yeah, 12. So there's a couple people that are pretty much just out if they lose this point in the game.
Yeah.
And Eren is not far behind them, not long for this world. So we'll see if this is going to be an Aurelian Soul 2. It's not yet.
No, I sold another Aurelian Soul actually. I was trying to find it again. But these rolls are not proving kind. Probably just sells. Oh no, didn't pick up the MF upgrade. Probably should. Yeah, move position here. I was gonna say, and does just that. Early insult in the middle. I like this. All right, I think this is a good position here from Eren. Gonna be facing Gunmay though, who is very strong.
The
MF
Zephyrs,
upgrade.
they did get MF. We just have to watch the Jinx to see how much damage he can get out. Does swap into the rocket launcher for him, so going to start putting a lot of damage out. But Aurelian has made it into the back line. She's healing just enough with the gunblade, but not enough to win the round. As
Yeah,
Eren's Jinx survives in the back with just a smidgen of HP.
BunnyMuffins goes down in 7th, actually. Impeeba loses this round to go out in 6th. We see our players falling very rapidly now. The Impeeba, the mech for Space Pirates, was not able to clutch out a top 4, unfortunately. But looking at Goyo, 6-star Guardian, 6 Sorcerer. This is a power spike, but has lost the last 2 rounds anyway, though. Maybe not going to be strong enough. This Poppy has good items, but maybe not enough. Maybe not tanky
Yeah,
enough.
it's kind of like Mana Printer, but the printer's jammed. He can't actually get enough mana printed, and it might end up making him lose. He might fall a little too far behind, but we'll see. He's going up against your boy Beastie. A little bit of shredder action coming through with the Zaya pumping out damage, but she's getting knocked down by that unleashed power. Still staying alive though. He's still pumping out all the
Ninja Cult.
damage.
Oh,
Not
no.
enough. Goyo gonna go down. Printer just not gonna do enough there. And gonna have Shredder moving on into the top 4. It's your boy Beastie back at it
Yep.
again with another top 4 in Fight Night, and gets it with his Shredder that you talked about him being so comfortable on.
Oh, definitely is win streaking right now. 46 HP. Gonna be similar HP to Escha and Gunmay here. But man, that printer was jammed. It had one chalice and not a seraph. It was just Soric Star Guardians there, but yeah, it wasn't quite good enough, unfortunately, for Goyo. You see, Gun may have a little bit more gold now. Can roll down if he wants to. Took out actually 2 blasters and has put in mystics and 4 rebels.
Yeah, so that would have helped with people like Goyo, right? Who were running
Yeah.
primarily magic damage. It doesn't help at all against Beastie. Now I'm wondering what we have left with Eren. Eren, we've followed a bit. I guess this would help against Eren. It helps against these Aurelian souls. Um,
Does.
Other than that,
Facing Ash, but it's Beastie versus Gunmay here.
yeah.
So
So of course
Glass
the Mystic.
Messiah Shredder.
Yeah, the Mystic not going to help here, but of course there's still a lot of damage from the Jinx coming out in the back line, being able to get those missiles out. And now the Shredder is still online. Just a snipe down from the tier 3 Caitlyn. Like you mentioned earlier on, tier 3 Caitlyn, when she gets that snipe off, is just going to take down a unit. And Gunmay going to lose that round to Beastie.
Yeah,
But
Aaron
yeah.
Falls.
Eren falls, so your top 3 right now is Escha, Beastie, and Gunmay. But Escha, I believe it's his first tournament that he's played at all, first fight night in general, and he's already top 3, looking primed to potentially win this one, running, looked like, I barely caught it for a second, but it looked like Candyland, yeah.
From Candyland, yeah, has that Poppy, has that TF, Zoe as well. Not running the Leona, but has the Wukong in for the Chrono and the Vanguard. It's going to get shredded by the Zaya, but Poppy still might be able to make it work though, with the TF damage coming through here. Lulu too
Oh,
as well, these polys.
yeah, Poppy down instantly, but like you mentioned, the Lulu 2 able to actually polymorph the Shredder herself, Zaya. If she can get more polys off, maybe it's possible, but not going to be this round. Going to fall to Beastie. Might need something like a Shojin randomly off of a carousel to help out get more polys, because it seems like
Yeah.
polymorphs are going to be the way back into this game.
I would 100% agree with that. Hopefully here for Escha would able to be to get a Shojin or at least a Seraphs, but yeah, Shojin would be
Right,
better
yeah.
there with that Rage Blade. But it's something to get those polys out faster in rapid succession here. It is round 6-3. Gunmay could fall here to a bad loss. Beastie is still win streaking though. That composition that he is so comfortable on, he's hit not only everything that he needs, but he has gone to level 9 as well. Gonna be Escha versus Gunmay here, though.
Yeah,
Both
some
frontliners getting Zephyr'd.
big Zephyrs on the Vanguards and massive rupture across the entire lineup. Now the Wukong just spinning through with the Cyclone, trying to get as many people down as he can, but not going to get enough damage out at all, just the Poppy remaining. And yeah, that's a lot of damage going on to Escha,
That does
dropping down to
survive.
6.
Oh, Beastie lost that round too, actually. I'm curious who he lost that to. Was the clone of somebody, but unsure. Gunmay here going to be grabbing not the demo spat. Escha takes that away. Grabs the QSS though. Beastie, what does he grab? Bramble, ZZ Rot? Maybe ZZ Rot. And yeah, it does just that. That's probably the best thing here. Can put that, I don't believe on Jarvan. Yeah, Jarvan's already filled with item slots, but can put it on a frontliner just to get that 2k HP out. And yeah, puts on the Aurelia. Like, yeah, Gunmay here. Gunmay has 5 rebels.
Oh, that's probably why he was
But,
walking for that Aurelion then. He was walking at the
yeah.
Aurelion, maybe was considering, because it had the demo
Has
spot.
6. Yeah,
So
gonna sell that Cho'Gath off. Ooh, who do these items go on the Aurelion, I suppose, for the Jeweled Gauntlet? It's gonna be Zephyring something of choice here. Can't get that Zaya, unfortunately.
yeah, not going to be able to get her, and the Shredder going off, cutting
Yeah,
through them like they're paper, just as
everything
the
got
name
disarmed by the
implies.
Casanova.
Yeah.
Gunmay gonna fall here. Does he go 3rd or 2nd, though? That's going to be 3rd. Escha still alive for now. The Shredder is alive, though.
Yeah, not gonna be
Yeah,
live for long, as it looks like Escha's gonna get shredded
loses.
down as well, and that's gonna be your boy Beastie coming at you live with the first place finish in the first round. playing his preferred composition with the Shredder, like you talked about at the start. Almost
Yeah.
predicting this one.